Hi guys, Matt the Editor here, and welcome to another edition of my Who reviews. Now, first off, I just want to apologize for the lateness of this review. I have been extraordinarily busy this last week, mainly because I am involved in a stage production of Avenue Q in South Wales. The time the episode came out, it was the production week, so every single day there was a rehearsal. So I apologize for the lateness, and I'm for some reason I'm still getting elements of a cold, so if I'm sneezing or if I'm sniffing a lot, then I do apologize. But anyway, on to the review. This week it's the Tsuranga Conundrum, or as I like to call it, Casualty in Space. No, seriously, that's what it is. It's Casualty in Space. Now, here's the thing. This episode has a good concept, a good cast of characters, and really, really good production work put into it. Where did they go wrong? I never thought this could be possible. There's an episode of Doctor Who in this series that is actually worse than the Ghost Conundrum. I'm not kidding. I mean it. It's crap. How crap was it? I was literally bored throughout a majority of the entire episode, and I'm not kidding. I literally had no interest in continuing watching this episode. What the hell happened? Okay, let's go over our checklist. Let's look at Jodie Whittaker as the Doctor. Yes, I know she did a good job. I liked the moment where she was examining Suzanne Parker's character, or when she's calling the group together like Poirot. And I think the Doctor of Hope scene is probably the defining moment of this Doctor. Finally, we're coming to grips of what kind of Doctor she is. And honestly, I think we need a Doctor like that. Jodie is actually getting a bit better in this episode. Not a lot of humor, which is good. And there was one moment with the Doctor which I thought, oh my god, this is so intense. Ironically enough, it's both scenes when there's a bomb. Like the scene where she's on the junkyard with her crew, and then and she's literally just standing next to a ticking time bomb. And later in the episode, she's literally carrying a piece of the bomb across the spaceship. I've seen the Doctor work with the male nurse, A-Force, I think is his name. But aside from those moments, I really couldn't really root for this Doctor. It's not Jodie's fault at all. It's a good character, but the episode just didn't really make me really focus on what this Doctor is doing. Like for example, like when she figures out, when she figures out what the problem is, I literally questioned myself. I literally asked the question, how do you know that? How did you figure that out? There's literally a moment where she's talking to Dirkus, the engineer, and she says, oh, you're a genius. But then it turns out into, oh, I figured it out. And also, how did she know there was a bomb there? How did you know where it was? And here's the thing. I liked seeing the Doctor work with the male nurse for far too long, which also makes me wonder, why are Ryan, Graham, and Yasmin even here? Yeah, Graham and Ryan get some time in the second half of the episode after like a God knows how long of a wait, and Yasmin still has nothing to do except hold a gun and kick a bag with a little alien inside across a corridor. But yeah, Jodie did okay. Now, let's talk about the characters. Out of all the majority of the characters we've seen in this episode, I think the probably the best character in the first half of the episode is Athos, the nurse patient. I liked how serious he's taking full responsibility on looking after the Doctor. I really, really liked this character, which is why the episode had to kill him. I even liked how the Doctor really, really cared about him when she tried to run after the escape pod. However, I didn't really believe he and the assistant Mabley, I think her name was, the other nurse, had any established relationship or any chemistry at all. I'm guessing he's the mentor, she's the student, but aside from the moment where he said you can do this while he's dying, I didn't believe anything at that moment. Even when she seemed to mourn for him, I didn't believe it because that was not convincing acting. What about the other characters? Let's talk about Suzanne Parker, because honestly, I think the episode was originally supposed to focus on her. I like the moment where she's driving the ship, and Dirkus, the engineers, who is her brother, seem to have a nice moment with. One of the things I think this could have worked for me, because I myself am a younger brother to an older sister. 3 older sisters in particular. And there were small moments in the episode which I could really relate to, mostly with those 2 characters. But if the episode had a little more time, this plot could have been so good. Of course, this means she had to die off screen, and then the brother had to take over the ship. Okay, I really wish they showed us that moment. Maybe show us the brother lose the sister and then take full responsibility to take control of the Tsuranga. I'm not entirely sure how he knew how to control the ship, since I think he mentioned he's not qualified. So why couldn't we have the general die when they arrive at the station, and then lead to Dirkus taking full responsibility? They even throw a funeral for her at the end, and I really didn't care, because this episode did not get me fully invested in her character at all. Throughout all the episode, because the story is so all over the place, I'm not sure what the Doctor is trying to do in this episode. Is she trying to be a good doctor? Is she trying to get the ship to safety? Is she trying to disarm the bomb? Oh, by the way, what happened to her injury? You remember? She had an injury in the beginning of the episode because of the bombing, and then by the time the climax appeared, she seemed all better, as if she had no injury at all. So why include the injury in the first place? The Doctor spends most of the episode trying to get across with an injury, not very convincing pain. It just looked kind of awkward. And I know some might say, oh, it's because she's a Time Lord, she must have regenerated her injuries. First of all, that doesn't work because she wasn't dying, and they never indicated how she even healed herself, nor even mentioned the injury. Hell, okay, let's talk about Stitch. I know it's got a name, but come on, it's Stitch. It's literally Stitch. Let's talk about this Pating. Yes, it looks adorable, but come on, what was Chibnall thinking when he came up with this crap? I know it's meant to take the audience off guard because you cannot trust your eyes, but this doesn't work for me because I couldn't take it so seriously, because look at it! It's a baby! I don't care if it's shot well, I don't care if it roars like a monster, even though it has a cute face. I don't even care if we got a cute close-up of its cute face eating the bomb, which then led it to floating in the air. How can we take this thing as a threat so seriously? And of course it had to eat her stomach, which then made me think back to the Christmas Carol where the shark ate a piece of the screwdriver. And come on, Pating? That is the lamest monster name I have ever heard. That's something you would have in a comic relief or children in need story. We don't even get it to be the main focus because this episode is already chock-loaded with so many plots. Sure, it's animated good, it's filmed good, but it's hard to take anything seriously from that thing. And at the very end, I was expecting fans, or mostly girls, to cry out, "Oh, that poor thing is being sucked in space," or "Oh, how could the Doctor do that sort of thing?" But no! All I got was, oh, that's a cute little creature. Oh, look at the way he roars. I mean, oh, come on. I was expecting the cast of characters to do that reaction when they first meet this creature. I mean, think about it. You could have had the gang look at this creature and go, oh, maybe try and go and pet it, and then we get the moment where it roars, and then we discover, oh, maybe this isn't a cute thing after all. Seriously, no one did that cliche. I guess I'm glad they didn't go that route, but come on. Because it's a kid's show doesn't mean you have zero logic. Also, no one seemed to mention this, but the Doctor just left this poor cute thing to die in space. You could have had the Doctor just do what she did in the episode, just have it eat the bomb, trap it in a container, take it to a TARDIS, and maybe drop it off back to the junkyard where it can feast itself. Yeah, remember that? Remember the TARDIS? Remember the junkyard? Seriously, we don't even get a moment where they say, oh, we'll drop you off at the station and one of our class will take you to the junkyard to where the TARDIS is. I mean it. The episode literally just ended. It just stopped. What the hell is going on? Here's the thing about this episode. We have a good cast of characters. We have the male nurse, who is an experienced nurse on the ship, Mabley, the inexperienced nurse who learns to gain self-confidence, Eve, played by Suzanne Parker, a renowned general trying to keep a secret from her brother, Dirkus, the brother, who's the low-down brother who's also an engineer. For some reason, there's Ronan, who's the servant, and then there's Ross, the pregnant male. All of them sound like good characters, and all of them are played by really good actors, all of which could have had good roles to the story and serve a good purpose. So what's the problem? The problem is they're all in one episode! There is so much going on that I have no idea who to focus on or what the story is even trying to tell. There's only one thing that I actually liked in this episode. That is what a lot of people are saying they disliked for the wrong reasons. And honestly, it's the best thing, or at least the least bad thing in this episode that I really wish the episode was about. I really enjoyed the pregnant male plot. Seriously, the one thing that was clearly meant to be a joke for a scene, which then turned into one of the main plots, is actually the best thing in this episode. Now, I've seen some people saying, oh, it's because of the LGBT. No, that's not the reason I liked it. The reason I liked it is because he says that on his own planet, the males are allowed to give birth to the male babies, and the females are meant to give birth to female babies. That is something a child would think. And honestly, I really like that idea because I'm pretty sure there was a moment in all of our childhoods, in my childhood in particular, when we think, the fathers give birth to the sons and the mothers give birth to the daughters. And not only that, we then find out once he gives birth to the baby, he wants to give it away because he's not even sure that he wants to be a single father. Never seen that. That was fascinating. And I cared about those people. I wanted this guy to have his baby. I wanted him to be a dad. I wanted Graham and Ryan to help him out. Another reason I liked it is because it had a reason for there to be a talk about Ryan's dad. Which, yes, it was nicely acted, it was well paced, but even I knew it served no purpose to the plot at all, except to give a cliche emotional talk scene. But then we got to the baby birth scene, and I literally got myself fixed to the screen. I really wanted to see how this turns out. And this plot has a lot of funny and relatable character moments. For example, the guy doesn't believe he's fit to be a father. He's not even sure if he'll miss him. And again, that made Ryan think back to his father. I even liked how he wanted Graham and Ryan to be his birth partners or rooters, and Graham just agrees with it by going, yeah, we're good with it. And yeah, the pregnant scene is so weird, I actually liked it. I liked how Graham said that he's been learning life-saving skills from Call the Midwife while Ryan is watching stuff on YouTube. And then the next minute, Graham is breathing into a glove. And then, holy crap, they mentioned they had to cut open his stomach to get the baby. I literally... And when that happened, I literally liked Graham's reaction when he goes, oh, I shouldn't have looked at that. That was good. That is so funny. And it is so... And that subplot is so intense. I even liked Ryan convincing the pregnant guy to become a better dad. That is a good moment for not just the episode, not just for the pregnant guy, but also for Ryan itself. Which is why I wanted more of that. He even says to not be perfect, but just to be there. That is more fascinating than anything in this episode. There is literally nothing else in this episode that made me want to root for the characters. Not even the Doctor. And when a show that doesn't make the audience root for your main character, you know we have a problem. The sad thing is, the Tsuranga Conundrum had quite a good concept. I mean, look at the ship. It looks incredible. I really do like the look of the corridors, the ship, and the home bases. It literally looks like every single room is a different room, rather than use the same structured set, add a few different colors or add a few lights. They literally built different structured rooms. Some of the actors are a perfect choice, as well as a good cast of characters being used. It is clear that there was incredible production work put into the set, which is why it hurts so much that it's mixed with so many pointless characters, out-of-place scenes, and a non-threatening conflict. It had way too many characters that either were okay, boring, or useless. There was way too many talking scenes, mixed with multiple questions not getting a proper send-off or an answer. The monster even felt like a last-minute addition. The plot was not just weak, but it had way too many stuff going on. And the episode gives us a cop-out ending and expects us to take it. I know I go on saying that the flaw with each episode is the length of the episode, but honestly, the length of this episode is fine. It's just there's too many plots happening at the same time. It's not the worst of the show, there are plenty of other bad ones, but it's definitely the weakest episode of the series. If you guys enjoy it, more power to you, but I'm sorry, I'm giving this episode 4 out of 10. Oh, thank God next week we're getting an episode not written by Chibnall this time, and I am so curious and excited about this particular episode. Is it me, or do the episodes that take place in the past or in present day are either mediocre or just pretty good, better than the future ones? Maybe more episodes that take place in historical events is what the show needs right now. But only time will tell. Be sure to leave a comment, like, and share this video, and if you have seen the episode, what did you think about it? And if you'd like to see more of my videos, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.